Palenque for 800 years. And they immigrate. When they immigrate to this land, all this land, it was only sea. And the first mesa, second mesa, they were a beach. So now you can begin to understand how many years ago they came here, and how many years ago they were living with the Mayas. And the name for us in Maya, Hopi. Hopi, it means illumination. It's a person they bring some illumination from this place. So, this land, all this land I am seeing is so beautiful. All this land is ready for the Great Spirit to do the manifestation. When that comes, the manifestation comes here, it is because it's the time of the big changes. And my brother Hopis, they know we are the time of big changes. No war. Changes in the spiritual way. Because the cosmic began to send. Same thing for the big changes. Don't believe in the negative information many people they write about the world coming to the end. Don't believe in that, because that only crazy, and people, they don't understand the real story of this Mother Earth. But I am very happy, because again, we can be together. And we can do meetings to explain what we understand. And the other brothers and sisters, they're going to hear and begin to learn. We, the indigenous in this place, Mayas, Hopis, and many of them, we have our own story. In our genes is our own story. And the Father Son, when we pray to the Father Son, they make us to wake up our gene. And when we wake up the gene, we can tell the truth of what's going to happen. So we don't believe in crazy stories like the end of the world. It's not indigenous information. So today, you have some crystals here. I give you a little information what work I am doing with many people. We're coming from New York. We're going to finish in Los Angeles, bringing many crystals for us. We're doing this because it's the time to do. This is time you can understand this land. The Mayan culture of this land, the name is Tamuancham. That name we had for 1,000 years. Because Tamuancham is the symbol of the eagle and the snake. The place of the eagle is the snake. That's Tamuancham. But with the Mayas, we understand many things because belong to the time, belong to the ages. Each huge age for us, the Mayas, is 26,000 years. Because each 20,000 years, something happened, and the sun to move like the earth in some place. It looks like we are in the beginning. And the schools, the Christian schools, begin to work with us. Not only the Mayas, but the humanity. But maybe the Mayas, we have memory more fresh. We start this work from New York, and we're going to Los Angeles. While we're crossing this road like this, go to some place. Because remember, these nations, United States nations, start in that place. When they came, the first people from Europe, the Trogloditas Mayas, they received the first people. So they give honor to this place, Manhattan, because it's like a new age, a new cycle of humanity. Through the time, this country, these people, this king, begin to transform many things. So the Trogloditas Mayas, they received them. Because they were thinking, is again the Great Spirit brings some people for the new things that are going to happen. That's good. They did many good things, that people. Not all of them. But because you are here, is the best thing can happen. Because only seeing your face, I know I exist. That reason, Maya will say, Kimakin wall will touch. My spirit is happy to see you again. In the work we're doing, we begin to go to many huge ceremonial centers like Seven Mountain, Hopi, and another before. Every time we go to the places, more and more and more people come. In some of them, like like Cahokia, came some guardians say, no, don't go, don't stop. When there, we did our work and go out. Nothing happened. In Cahokia, they be saying, you need permission to do something in the ceremony center. We went there, nobody's there waiting for us to ask the permission. Why? Because we're working the good way for the humanity, and the Great Spirit knows about you when you do something good or something bad. When you do something good, the Great Spirit help you. So we don't permission for nothing, because this is our ceremonial centers. Belong to any human work with the Great Spirit. So now it's more open. That's one of the reasons when the Trogloditas Mayas opened that door, is they didn't ask what you raise or how much money you have. They opened the door, and then many people from different continents came to this land, to this Tamuanchan. Why we start in Manhattan? Because that name, the correct name for the Mayas is Manhattan. Manhattan. That's Maya. We were there waiting. So in Manhattan, they enter the street. The end of this Manhattan, now the name is California. But the ancient name is Chumac, which is today is Chumash. Chumac. Chumac in Maya is the people without some heat of the sun. People with the heat of the sun. Chumac. And that's in Maya. in the Mayan language. What happened there? We belong to the time only, and the Mayans we know about cycle of time. Today in this culture, everything is crazy about cycle of the time. The crazy calendar you use today, like the Gregorian calendar, is not good. Nothing is for the spirit there. For the great spirit, nothing is there. But the calendar, the Gregorian calendar today, is to use only two ways. It's in the way they use, you use or we use. It's all for the day. What day you're going to receive some check. And the another is when you're going to pay your tax. And the next, you eat free. You don't pay, you go to the jail. So, sometimes we need to say funny things because life is like that. When you pray, you need to be happy. Because you're happy, the Great Spirit is happy. Not like today, when you pray, they begin to see figures suffering. Like all the figures they bring the Christians, suffering. Not good. Not for us. Not for us indigenous, because Great Spirit, when you bring something, is happy. Or she's happy. So that's what we need to do again. Be happy. Be happy in your physical body. When you're happy in your physical body, you're happy in your spirit. So it's, we need to be happy forever. Because when the time we're going to go to another dimension, you're not happy, you suffer. You're not happy to be transformed in ghost. In ghost. So, and that's not good for nobody, and nothing is good, because it's not good to have. Because when somebody suffers when he's dying, is the contamination have around. Begin to contaminate everything. But you're happy, then the flowers, the birds, and the sun, and everything is happy. And they can receive you. Because now you begin to be happy of everything. You can see a butterfly crying.
Yeah.
So that is what we need to do. And now I'm going to ask the people, they have the Christian schools in the group, can have here. For me, I have one. Little story about my Christian school. Many years ago, like maybe 10 years ago, they came somebody to give me a Christian school. And this Christian school, they saved me from China. And Frank Luke, this is the person, he discovered 13 Christian schools. And sent some Christian school of some leaders in different places in the world. And he chose to send one for Hunbatz and for the Mayas, the elders, all the elders. Since that time, I began to work for Christian schools. Not because send me that, because in my memory, make to remember Christian schools. Because the Mayans we have in our memory that, because you think admittedly, the most perfect Christian school exists, they discover in Lubantum, in some Mayan temple. Today the name is Ann Mitchell Christian School. I know, and I received some news, maybe Ann Mitchell died or something happened and have another person. But in the time they asked Ann Mitchell, she was ready to give back that Christian school to the Mayans. But something happened, that happened, but anyway, exist thousands and thousands of Christian schools. Why the Christian school? The reason is because the Christian schools, they have more memory than the human. How can you understand better time, humanity, and everything? Christian schools can help you because they have more memory. So that's one of the reasons we need to honor all the Christian schools and another materials like look like metal. So the new age for us, the Mayan Peninsula, Christian schools need to be part of the new age, the new time. I don't know if you see the importance of this, but anyway I'm going to mention. Again, humanity can go in the same mistake it was doing. Our big memory is for to understand many things, like this. The crazy books we have about history of human, like the story we have of this guy, he wrote about the theory, the man came from the monkeys.
Darwin.
Okay, that crazy person who wrote about that. He wrote about that because just he studied his family. Like a monkey. The human comes from the monkey. According to the Hopi, the Mayans, and many traditional people, we the human, we came from different places. We are more we belong to the time, we belong to the cycle of time, For the Mayas, we think Hunabku make us. And Hunabku is the giver of the movement and unmeasured. Hunabku give us all the sacred proportion, all the measures we have, the numbers belong to something, but we need to understand. So Hunabku is the creator for us. In the way we represent our Hunabku is through geometric forms and numerology. But how can people from Spain understand this in that time? No way to understand. That's one of the crazy stories I can tell you. Fray Diego de Landa, he was the first bishop. He went to the Mayas 500 years ago maybe. And he began to ask to the Mayas, where is your God? Where is your God? Where is your God? And every time the Mayas, they point the pyramid. Fray Diego de Landa, he understood But just when I go inside the pyramid, I go to destroy the God of the Mayas. In that way, no more God for the Mayas. So he went to the pyramids, nothing here, nothing there, nothing there. That's one of the reasons in the Tracy books you have in this culture, they say like that. Gods, the Maya, they have hundreds of gods. He never understood very deep things like geometry, sacred numerology. Never in the mind, because in that time, Spain coming from the Dark Age. But only today we can understand through science, movement and measure. The years you have, I can see into your face, but each part of your face is a measure of the sun. That's one of the reasons they say you are 20 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old, because depending your face, the measure of the sun is there. That's one of the reasons the Mayans will say we are children of the sun, because the sun gives us life. So that's the measure. But what is the movement? The movement is in your spirit. So in Maya we say the name of the spirit is Kinam. We pray in the sun, in front of the sun we pray, we say we say and the Kinam, and piece of the sun. So we have, everybody have a piece of the sun. Everybody wear a piece of the sun, and that's our spirit. See? It looks like deep understanding. No, but it's very easy. When the Spanish came into the Mayan land, they decided something. Until today, many people think about this. Do the dogs have spirit?
Yes.
So, for the Mayas, they have a spirit. Why? A little heat we have here, like this, that heat comes from the sun. When that heat go out, and then you are in another dimension, and you need to go inside of the Mother Earth to rest. If that they use today, die. For the Mayas, no, it's milk, enter to the earth, because the time is the moment. So everybody have a kinam. The dogs, if you touch the tree, and sometimes it's a little hot, because the trees have a spirit. But how this priest of the church is going to understand this? No way. Because they need to educate them, for me, in the Mayan culture or another culture. But ancient cultures, they knew about the spirit. And today, we don't know. It's like no education for to speak about that. maybe in the future, if we receive Mayan education again, now we're going to be to love again the trees, the animals, because all of them, they're part of our family. Because we came from the sun. So many things to say and to do and to understand, but something is good, this is the time. And brothers and sisters schools, they're going to help us, because that's the correct time. For all the Mayans, the cosmic time and the cosmic education is coming. So don't believe no more, please. In that theory, is the crazy people, they're saying the world is going to the end.